ろいよよいのよいで食ってそろ煮えてなんぼの
What's up, everybody? We're back with another game of Oden here. Good old red-green Oden with some EB02 additions versus the probably the big deck in the format, and that's green-purple Luffy. We're gonna see how well this deck can do into green-purple Luffy, and if this deck is a viable deck. And we'll kind of talk through it as we go here. But opponent starting really well, has 2 Namis immediately, and I think they also won the die roll and they decided to go second here, which is fine with me. I think I've kind of cultured this old Oden deck to work well going first or second. I have a few new additions from the new EB02 set, most importantly the songs here, as well as this Momonosuke can kind of allow me to find the Hioris to allow me to go 5-drop on 4 and then 6-drop Yamato, which is incredibly strong in this deck. But we're going to start with the Momonosuke. We're going to look at the top 5, and not a whole lot of, about 3 targets there, but there was one specific target that I really want to see in this matchup, and that's Hody Jones. And we immediately just put a Hody Jones on the bottom. If that was if I instead had a song there, right, which lets you look at the top 4, grab a 4-cost or higher, what I would have snap kept that Hody Jones. I think Hody Jones is incredibly strong in this matchup, just being able to be a rush threat that can tap down their Dawn to prevent them from using Gum Gum Giant late in the game, can make going for lethal incredibly strong here. But the opponent takes the 7k hit, uses the Nami to take out my Momonosuke, and now they're going to play the Zorojuro. This means likely if they show me a Sanji pudding in here, it's going to be a little unfortunate. But instead they show me a Gum Gum Giant. We'll kind of cache that in the memory for later as we try to develop our board state here. We do find the song just a turn too late. If I'd seen that song last turn, I could have Momonosuke'd into song just to try to search up a bunch of cards. We're going to go for the Hiyori. Hiyori's going to let us play out a 5-cost or less into play. Land a mono card and then draw a card, so it's a nice little 1-for-1, does get itself a card back. And then Izo does allow us to attach 1 Dawn to leader on the on play. And then now we're going to get to swinging, so now we are a 6k leader as well. It makes it pretty nice in this matchup because often green purple Luffy is going to be a 6k leader. I'm trying to be a 6k leader as much as possible as well. Now I can't do it as easily as green purple Luffy can, but we're going to see, there's the Sanji pudding. We're going to go ahead and see our first activation of green purple leader. And I'm going to set up 1 from the Sanji pudding, going to go up to a 6k leader. So now we're bar for bar on the 6k. I think I'm pointing out, hey, you got any one of those plus 1000 die? Because I've got one. It's pretty cool. We're going to see a 6k go into lead here. I think the first one's free, but we are potentially going to give a 1k away here. We're thinking really hard. Honestly, I'm kind of okay with taking this first hit here. I think the first hit's kind of free for the most part, and a little harder for 4 life leaders. But we'll take the second 6k, and then 4 Dawn left. Could be another Zorojuro, and this is kind of the strongest play green purple Luffy can do going second, and that's Zoro. That is a few Namis on 1, Zorojuro on 2, into Sanji and putting into Zorojuro in the same turn, picking up a second Gum Gum Giant. This green purple Luffy player is running hot right now, running incredibly hot, and they wouldn't be running so hot if it wasn't for me and my gracious donation. This player across from me is running my secret Luffy's. His were still in the mail, but I happen to have a play set of secret Luffy's going to that week, and so I let him borrow them. And little did I know the mistake I made potentially this game. If secret Luffy comes down, that is my own card beating the shit out of me. But oh well, you know, we look out for our homies here. And we're gonna go 8k here, 8k into the 6k Zoro, just to try to clean up a little bit of board here. Normally my 7k bodies are pretty great, especially into 5k leaders, but 6k leaders maybe not so good. Luffy just being able to give me simple 2k counters to get out of a lot of these swings if I decided to send them at lead. But this 8k is going into Zorojuro. Gonna try to bait out some counter from hand. Luffy has all the counter. But we're gonna go ahead and play out the Yamato. Yamato, one of the best cards like printed in EB02 for Oden specifically. This card was hand crafted for our deck because it is so good. We're gonna swing a 7k into the Zorojuro, and then we're gonna swing another 7k at lead here. Could just get a 2k out of hand. Could also just take it. I've seen a lot of green purple Luffy players kind of taking as much as they can, and we're gonna see here what ends up happening as we go into my opponent's next turn. Sanji putting on the board is a little unfortunate. There's a reason we run Gum Gum Mulgun. Gum Gum Mulgun, incredibly strong at allowing us to take care of these mid-game threats like Sanji Pudding to get around the stage, right? I run 4 copies of it. Unfortunately, have not seen one yet. I would have loved to see one potentially last turn, right? Instead of developing the Yamato, instead just killing the Sanji Pudding, because now we're in the situation where there's 2 Sanji Puddings, which mean a -2 just immediately nets the 2 back. So that's pretty intense and incredible tempo for my opponent as well. But we're gonna see here what ends up happening. I keep like looking around because like I think my cat's doing something behind me, but I can't tell what. I like keep hearing noises. I don't know if you're catching it on the microphone, but anyways, we're gonna see a 7K here going at I don't know if it's going at Izo or at my lead. It's probably going at my lead here, and we're gonna see another 7K here going. Is this going at Izo actually? If it is, I'm likely going to use Izo's ability here to counter out of it. Yeah, so we're going to use Izo's ability, giving -2k to the leader once per turn, and that is a -2k power that stays for the entire turn. So incredibly good against situations where your leader restands. So, for instance, against this deck, the Secret Rare Luffy, right? You can give that Secret Rare Luffy -2000 power for the entire turn, so if he does attack a second time, pretty good here. But we're going to see a Robin come down and 1 Dawn up. This would be the turn for a Hody Jones. Hody Jones would be incredibly good right now, and unfortunately we bottomed one of them, but I know we run 3 more copies, and in hindsight maybe I should go up to 4 here. We're going to look at the top 4, try to look for something cool. We do not find the Hody Jones, but we find another Yamato. But Hody Jones would be incredibly strong right now. I have enough Dawn for it if I saw it. But Hody Jones being able to tap their blocker, tap their Dawn, and just go like 7, 7, 7, 8, right? Because Yamato's activated main allows me to attach a Dawn to my leader would be like an incredibly strong play. Just like hurt my opponent's hand as much as possible, right? Take as many cards out of my opponent's hand. We saw 2 Cum Gum Giants go to hand, right? So we know that... and this is me kind of using the song here to kind of set up on these next few turns. We end up finding the Izo. In hindsight, maybe should have just played the Yamato out instead of songing a second time. But I think right now we were just like kind of digging for Hody Jones for the next turn here. I guess we just leave song on the table. But having Hody Jones this turn would have been incredibly strong against Luffy. I think Luffy kind of sees me desperately looking for Hody Jones at this point, using 2 songs in 1 turn. Song, I think, is great for this deck. I wish it was top 5, but top 4 is just fine. Most of your targets in this deck are 4 cost or more. We're running the Tony choppers to like be able to have just another searchable 2k. But a whole lot of rush in hand, 2 cards with rush. Only one of them we can play, which is the Luffy, which is probably something we're gonna play here. And now I have to make a decision, right? If I try to go for my opponent's board, it's likely just gonna get countered out of. So I might as well just send these at my opponent's face. It doesn't really matter where we go with them, but these 7k swings not nearly as big. But I think I'm deciding whether I want to use the Luffy to just like go full pressure, right? I can still attach 1 to Dawn, at least 2 Dawn to leader, right? 1 through Yamato, 1 through Luffy's ability. Luffy could also be a 7k here. Alternatively, we could just do some bigger swings with my board characters, right? We could do like a 9k, just try to force something. But with 1 Dawn up, we know he has 2 Yum Yum Giants in hand, and he has a blocker. It just makes it really hard for me. So we're gonna swing 7k. He's just going to -1, search for the top 3, try to find something nice. Does find a 0 cost event, so even more counter in hand at this point. And I think now we're going to activate main. We're going to, I think, just maybe attach. We could play the Izo out. That's another option. We could play the Izo out to enable our hand out 2/2Ks. But we're going to just start with a 7k lead. Throw in the 1+k die on there. So 7k lead here. Just get a 2k out of hand pretty easily. Opponent could just take it as well. Right? Luffy's not too afraid to go down to 0 life just because of all the counter power they have in their hand. Additionally, the secret Luffy also requires you to eat a life, so honestly, it's not really that big of a deal. Thinking about it, I do think the secret Luffy should have trashed a life instead of giving it to you, right? Adding it to your hand, like pseudo drawing you a card. I think trashing the life would have been more thematic. But anyways, I do swing the Oden swing into the Zoro, and it does clean it up. We're gonna swing the Luffy into lead here. likely. And yeah, they're just going to take it, and we're going to pass back and just kind of hope that we can stay alive. No count, 1k counter in hand, or maybe 2k, right? Because we've got 2 Land of Wano cards in hand, so 1k to 1k. The Ezo ability also gives me a bonus as well. And this is a little nerve-wracking here. This could potentially be the final turn of the game. We could get 3 swings plus a secret Luffy doing 2 more swings. That's a whole lot of swings to get through. It's 5 cards as well. We're gonna see a 7k here go at me. I think we're just gonna okay, we're just gonna use Ezo's ability immediately. So I think that was a misplay. I'm gonna be honest. I think the Ezo ability was a misplay here. I think I should have instead just taken I think that was both of those were an Ezo here. So I think I should have used the one Yamato as a 1k counter, and then on the second swing used Ezo's ability there. But we do have to kind of be cognizant of secret Luffy. If I could shut down the secret Luffy down to a 5k, those two 7k swings would not matter at all. So there's a little bit of merit here, and I think in hindsight, going back, I think I should have, once he gave up the Zoro off the Oden swing, I think I should have just slammed down another Ezo and just kept 2 cards in hand. Those cards functionally 2Ks, right? We would have had a second Ezo stood up, and we wouldn't have been in this situation where now we're kind of a little fearful of something crazy coming down. We're gonna see another Sanji pudding come down. My guy's seen the trifecta of Sanji pudding. He's gonna draw a card, gonna be able to -2 Don, gain back 3 Don, go up to a staggering 7 Don. Incredibly strong. Me not seeing any Mulguns here is incredibly unfortunate. I would have liked to see one earlier in the game just to be able to make Luffy stumble a bit, but once they get to the point where they have 3 Sanji puddings, this is a hard game to maneuver at this point. I think at this point we're still looking for Hody Jones. Gonna try our best to try to protect the board. We've got one more swing coming in here. This is an 8k swing into the Luffy. Gonna completely clean that one up. And now we're gonna see a stage come down. Gonna draw them a card, and could see a blocker come down as well to replace one of the Namis. But opponent's feeling incredibly safe right now, and they're gonna pass back to me. So that's a little bit of unfortunate for my side. So I think I maybe spent too much time last turn searching for a Hody Jones to maybe cue my opponent into a little bit that I was looking for a specific answer. So leaving up 2 additional Dawn means even if I found Hody this turn, I would not be able to take my opponent off Gum Gum Giant, and we know that they have at least 2 of them, right? I don't think they used the first one yet. Or no, they did. I think they did, right? So we know they at least have 1 more Gum Gum in hand at minimum. But this is very unfortunate. Especially leaving 4 Dawn open basically means that they've got at least 2 Gum Gum Giants. Or maybe they're just hoping to hit another one off of a draw, off 1. Or just threatening it in general. I know they don't have 4. But we're going to go ahead and swing. We're going to swing 9k here. Unfortunately, into a 6k leader. 9k is maybe not so good, because Gum Gum Giant is just going to allow them to immediately counter out of that here. I think I should have maybe sent a 10k instead. Just to try to get out of this here. I think, especially being at 0 life, I think I should have potentially just split the Dawn and just did 2 big swings here between Oden and Yamato, and maybe we could have gotten there. But there are look how many cards are in my opponent's hand right now. There are so many cards in my opponent's hand. Opponent immediately counters out of that there, and then we're just gonna attach 2, and we're gonna swing a 7k. I think this is, or 8k. I think this is just going at lead potentially. No, it's going at Sanji Pudding, and they're just gonna immediately give me a 2k. And they're going to pass the turn. They have 3 Sanji Puddings up. That is going to be at least 3 7k swings that I'm taking immediately. I have 1 card in hand. 3 life. We are looking for a miracle. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, we have 4 Mulguns in our deck. It's for the hope of hitting them out of life. First one, nothing. All right. Second one, we got to pray. We got a 2k in hand. We're going to use the 2k to get out of the 7k hit. They're going to swing at 8k now. We can pray. No Mulgun. All right, now we've really got to pray at this point, because here is Secret Luffy. Secret Luffy is set up. Opponent's going to use effect, -2, set up 2 Dawn, gain 3 Dawn back. They're back up to 7 Dawn from 2. We're going to see a big old, probably 10k swing here. And this is where my opponent made a mistake. And man, I would have loved to hit a Mulgun right now. And we do not hit the Mulgun because my opponent had not attached any Dawn to Luffy yet. So I could have killed Luffy there. But unfortunately, we do not find the mulligan. We just show him 3k counter, and we are unfortunately out of the game here. I think hitting a mulligan out of last life there, catching Luffy with his pants down to be able to take that Luffy out, prevent my opponent from killing me, and then allow me to kill my opponent would have been amazing. But unfortunately, we couldn't see what we needed to see. All 4 mulligans somewhere in the deck. Hody's somewhere in the deck. 2 incredible cards. Mulligan number 2. Number 3. It's not just pudding. There were 2 mulligans on top. My deck was taunting me. But yeah, we just unfortunately didn't see the pieces we needed into Luffy. You want to see Hody, you want to see mulligans. We didn't see him. And unfortunately, 3 puddings is hard to beat. So anyways, if you enjoy this type of content, definitely subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.